Asthma, the chronic inflammation and subsequent remodeling of respiratory passageways, is a serious health problem and is getting worse. The World Health Organization estimates that 300 million people are affected annually, resulting in 250,000 deaths, and that asthma affects about 8% of the United States population, about 20 million people. This would include more than 6 million children. Unfortunately, climate change will make asthma incidence and asthma severity worse. As this graph indicates, temperatures have been gradually rising due to the increase in heat-absorbing gases, mostly from the burning of fossil fuels and the decrease in carbon dioxide absorbed by trees because of deforestation. And as a result, global temperatures have climbed. This not only increases the overall average temperature, but increases the number of extreme weather events and heat waves. Under these conditions, more air pollution would form, given that the chemical reactions which create ozone and particulate matter creating smog in the atmosphere occur at higher levels at higher temperatures. Thus, it is often seen that during heat waves, emergency room visits due to asthma attacks and other respiratory problems rise because air pollution is a major cause and a major factor worsening asthma. While some particulate pollution is the result of chemicals in the atmosphere from air pollution, there are other forms of particulate pollution which will be worsened by climate change, which can also aggravate respiratory disorders. In many parts of the world, dust will be an increasing problem as areas become more arid and as soil erodes. In the United States, in the West, there is an increasing number of wildfires, which means that individuals are exposed to increasing amounts of smoke, which is a contributor of the particulate pollution, which can both cause asthma and worsen asthma severity. This will get worse as climate change makes hotter, drier summers, eliminates the cold winters, which kills the insects, which then kills the tree species, and makes certain areas like the American West more arid. Another major way that climate change will worsen asthma incidence is by changing the distribution of species which produce pollen and mold spores. As the climate warms and as rainfall patterns change, it is already being observed that species are shifting their habitats. So many species are expanding their range northward as northern areas become warmer. On a mountainside, many species are able to live at higher elevations as climate change occurs. This affects plants as well, and many of the plants whose pollen aggravates asthma and is an allergen which people react to in their asthma progression, these plants are expanding their range. Because of warmer winters, many of these species can now produce pollen earlier in the year and for longer periods throughout the year. And so the amount of time in a year that someone would be suffering from allergies is likely to increase. And many people will experience allergies in areas where they previously had not. There are even additional factors, such as some species may produce more pollen in warmer weather. Even as the incidence of severe weather like thunderstorms increases, this increases the rupture of pollen, allowing finer particles to penetrate deeper in lungs. As some areas experience more rainfall, such as the northeast of the United States, this may encourage the growth of more fungi and thus mold spores may be a greater problem for asthmatics. And so asthma is already a major health problem, and its abundance and severity is likely to increase as climate change continues.